offerings. 32. And he wrote thereon the stone a copy of the law of Moses.
Okay, this is Joshua now.
Which he wrote in the presence of the children of Israel.
See that? See that?
This is teaching the children.
The children.
The adults had a copy. The adults knew that it was in the ark. They knew all about it. But now these children that are coming up, they're teaching these children, so they carved them out in this stone. And all Israel and their elders
now listen.
and the officers and their judges. See, God breaks it. Listen, y'all gonna find out as these teachings go on. Everybody is broke up in Israel. See, y'all want to glump everybody in one group, the nation of Israel. Not so according to the Most High God that liveth and sitteth upon the throne. He says, the elders, the officers, the judges stood on the side of the ark and on that side before the priests and Levites, which bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord, as well the stranger. Now we get ready to explain this to you.
Right.
This is an act taking place. This is going to be a law that Moses is giving the stranger. All right, listen closely. And the stranger, as he that was born among them.
Okay, all right now. All y'all that went outside and got babies outside of Israel with the Caucasians or the Japanese,
whatever nation you decided to kill yourself with or whatever.
This is what he's talking about here. This is what he's talking about. Now listen.
Now Israel's on this side. All of Israel, including the elders, everybody. Now we're going to deal on the other side with the stranger. He says half of them over against Mount Gerizim, and half of them over against Mount Ebril, whatever that is.
Talking about the strangers.
These are the strangers. They're stood. Here's the ark. I drew that out on something, but anyway, you got the ark in the middle. You got all the children of Israel, the judges, the priests. Everybody's on this side with the Levites. Then you got the stranger on the opposite side of the ark, and they're divided into two groups standing on two different types of land. In other words, so you got Mount Gerizim and you got Mount Ebiel or whatever that's called. All right. It says, and the Lord had commanded before that they should bless the people of Israel. Okay, so he's telling them the commandment I'm giving, I'm separating y'all up, and you see my children, you strangers are to bless the people
of Israel.
That right. Is the only commandment that he gave to the strangers that dwell amongst Israel.
All right.
Do you understand what we just said? Okay. 34. And afterwards, he read all the words of the law, the blessings and cursings according to all that is written in the book of the law. There was not a word of all that Moses commanded, which Joshua read not before all the congregation of Israel, which with the women and the little ones and the strangers that were covenant among them. All right, so now y'all know the stranger usually asks us all the time, but what are we supposed to do? What can we do to bless the Lord? This is what God said.
That's right.
You bless
Israel.
All right.
Now let's go to 2 Samuel.
2 Samuel. If y'all want to please the Most High, that is what you are to do. And I'm going to tell you one thing. Don't get trick bagged and don't get caught up giving people money and all your stuff trying to buy your way into the Most High. No. That's not what we just said.
That's not what we say.
Because you don't know who you giving anything to.
And you got so many of them out there.
So many folks perpetrating children of the Most High God that are not. You are more of a child of the Most High God than they are.
That's right.
Don't go giving your stuff to all these fools out here.
That's right.
I know you're upset. I know you're concerned. We know we can imagine how you feel. You know, you want to know what it is you can do to please the Most High God. But we do tell you to read this and get an understanding of this.
Exactly.
But don't you dare give all your stuff to these fools out here in these clown outfits.
That's right.
All right.
Because you got so many of them out there that's trying to put people in the trick bag, and they know people are searching for the truth.
They know they want it, and they want to please God. Everybody that has found out wants to please God.
And they find this as an opportunity to make a quick buck. And to try to use you.
That's
and
right.
they since they may know one or two scriptures, well, think they do. And then you don't know any scripture, and then they lead you off down this dark road and just
don't go
and just take everything.
Don't go. If you have to ask the watchman or the rib, do it. Ask us before you do it, because all we want to do is give you what thus said the Lord.
That's it.
But we don't want you going out there on your own thinking, "Oh, this is a Hebrew. I'm going to give him my paycheck so I can get blessed." Don't you dare do it. Don't you dare. All right. Don't let nobody convince you to do that.
All right.
All right. We're going to 2 Samuel 24. And again, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel. And he moved David against them to say, "Go, number Israel and Judah."
Now stop right there. Stop right there. Did y'all hear what y'all just read? Did you guys hear what you just read? Read that again.
And again, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel. That means y'all threw big old logs on the fire.
Listen. Now.
And he moved David.
See that now? Seem like to me that's my manipulation. Huh? David wouldn't think about doing that, but he said he moved him.
But God said the devil moved him. God said Satan moved him.
Yeah.
God said these evil people and Lucifer,
a demon,
and a demon, old white man.
Yeah, a demon.
The white man's pretty bad here in America. So God said,
y'all see what we're saying here? A lot of Minamodaro. This lets you know that the Most High is in control.
He said, "I do all things."
I mean, it's right here in the pages, my brothers and sisters. But if you just take a little time and just ask the Most High to show it to you,
He'll show you.
He'll show it to you. God, the Most High, the Mighty One of Jacob, said that I moved David.
I moved David.
I made him do it. Even though it was wrong, I made him do it.
And he moved David against. That's not a good thing.
It sure ain't.
He wasn't sending out flowers and bouquets of roses. He moved them against them to say, "Go number Israel and Judah."
See that? Read on.
For the king said to Joab, the captain of the host, which was with him, "Go now through all the tribes of Israel, from Dan even to Beersheba, and number ye the people, that I may know the number of the people." And Joabab, or whatever his name is, said unto the king, "Now the Lord thy God add unto the people, how many soever they be, and hundredfold, and that the eyes of my lord the king may see it. But why doeth my lord the king delight in this thing?"
See that? I mean, they were saying there,
"What's wrong with you, David, man?
Why are you doing this?
You don't supposed to do this.
You know what you're doing is wrong.
King number Israel."
But God, the Most High moved him to do this.
But then they said, because I just read that, honey. Why do you let the devil do that to you and make you do that evil thing? Why you let Satan come in here and change your mind against God? They didn't say that. They just asked him, why you gonna do this, man? Because he know the king talks to the Father.
That's right.
And when the king make a move, the Father is the one that told him to do it.
Moved him to do it.
Notwithstanding, verse 4, the king's word prevailed against Joab.
See that?
Joab.
The king word prevailed against what he was. I mean, even though he was asking the king, "What you're doing is wrong," but the king word still prevailed.
King's word stands. And against the captains of the host, and Joab and the captains of the host went out from the presence of the king to number the people of Israel. And they passed over Jordan and pitched in Or on the right side of the city that lieth in the midst of the river of Gad, and toward Jazer.
Okay, all right. What do we go to?
Let's go to Ezra. Let's do Ezra 7.
Okay. You want to do Ezra 7?
Yeah. Let's do, because let's do Ezra 2.
Let's do it, yeah.
Start there.
Ezra 2, all right. Let's go there.
Okay.
Now we're gonna read a few verses out of here, and we're going to jump down to move, for time's sake, and also for you guys to. We want you guys to read all these names, because we don't have time
and can't pronounce them.
And it would take a couple of hours, for us to read all this, because we're gonna duplicate Ezra and go to Nehemiah, but
to show you the times that these events took place and how God didn't change His program when these events took place.
And there are some things that we're gonna bring out. Okay, now let's look at Ezra chapter 2. We're gonna read verses 1.
Then we're gonna skip down because y'all can do all and the children of and the children of and the children of. Okay.
Now let's read.
Now these were the children of the providence that went up out of the captivity.
Okay, now these are what? The children. The children. Okay.
19 and under.
All right.
Of those which had been carried away. Whom Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had carried away unto Babylon, and came again unto Jerusalem and Judah, every one unto his city.
Okay, now if you look at verse 2 here, these are some for
the priests.
These are some familiar names: Zerubbabel, Nehemiah. I can pronounce all these names, but anyway,
those are priests.
Prophets. Yeah. But anyway, you go ahead on and read all of that. Now we're gonna jump down here and look at verses. Let's look at verses 30. Let's look at verse 34.
Okay.
Because these are some familiar names,
The children of Jericho, 345.
Okay, all right.
I know Jericho.
Now you gotta remember.
You're familiar with that. They came from everywhere.
In the last teaching, Jericho was one of the cities that they took. And I told you guys just on last week. I said, now once you take a city, then you have to occupy it. You have to take ownership in it. So then some stayed there.
The people stayed, and the children always went with Joshua.
So now they move on, and then they take another city. Okay, now let's go ahead and look at verses. What did I say?
55.
Yeah, let's look at verses 55 because these are familiar.
The children of Solomon's servants.
See that?
The children of Satuwai. Children of somebody. Wait a minute. Y'all read all them names.
Okay, now let's go. Let's go to verse 61. We're in Ezra 2, verse 61 and 62. Now let's read that.
And of the children of the priests, the children of Halibana, the children of Azuo, and all that, the children of, and all those names. So anyway, we're bringing this out to let you see all these children of Israel were in all these people of Israel.
Okay. Now, when you look down here, now you see these individuals. They took wives.
Yeah.
Now read that now.
Okay. All right. These sought their registry among those that were reckoned by genealogy. But they were not found. Therefore were they as polluted, but put forth from the priesthood.
Okay, now let's look at 61 here, the latter part of it. It says, which took a wife of the daughters of Barzell, left the
Gileadite or whatever.
And was called after their name. And see now, you can see something going on here. He stepped outside of the boundaries of his people. Now you go ahead
and he had all these different children, and so he sent them. These children went too, assuming that they were going to be just like all the other children of Israel.
Right.
But they couldn't because the priests had to take them out of the priesthood.
It says 62 says, these sought their register among those that were reckoned
by genealogy.
See that?
Meaning bloodline.
But they were not found. See, I mean, we stress here a lot of NMO.org because we want you guys to understand the truth. And I know, like I said, a lot of them talking about them Hebrew, this.